This week, I learned about dropshipping, from setting up your business, processing customer orders, shipping, and payment. And I am sharing it with you.
All right, let's get right into it. If you're here, you're looking for a real, no-fluff guide to launching a profitable dropshipping business in 2026. And that's exactly what we're going to break down today. No hype, no nonsense, just a solid, functional plan. So let's dive in. First things first, let's just try to wrap our heads around the sheer scale of this opportunity. By the end of 2026, the global dropshipping market is projected to be worth somewhere around $500 billion. I mean, that is just a mind-boggling number, right? It shows this isn't just some passing trend. It's a fundamental change in how we all shop online, moving towards specialized brands that really get us. So to really succeed, you have to understand what dropshipping has become. Forget the old ideas. Think of it less like just selling stuff online and more like a really sophisticated logistics strategy. Here's the deal. You're the brand. You run the cool storefront. You build the customer relationships. But, and this is the magic part, a third-party supplier handles all the inventory, the warehousing, and the fulfillment. You literally never have to touch a single box.
Okay, so how does this whole thing actually work in 2026? Because honestly, the technology has streamlined this process in some pretty incredible ways.
Let's just follow the journey of a single order. It's basically 4 simple automated steps. First, a customer finds your amazing store and clicks buy. Step 1, done. Then, instantly, and I mean instantly, your store's software zips those order details over to your supplier. That's step 2. From there, your supplier takes over. They pick, pack, and ship the product directly to your customer. And then, the best part, step 4, you pay the supplier their wholesale price, and the rest of that money, that's your profit. The whole thing is super clean, super efficient, and almost entirely hands-off.
And this really gets to a huge point. You know that old stereotype of drop shipping, the whole slow boat from China thing where customers wait for weeks? Yeah, for any successful store, that's dead. It's over. The game is totally changed. Now it's all about decentralized fulfillment networks. This just means your inventory is sitting in professional warehouses across the US, Europe, or Asia, much closer to your customers. And that means faster, way more reliable shipping.
Now, for what is, without a doubt, the most critical piece of the puzzle, finding your niche. And let me be absolutely crystal clear on this. The era of the general store that sells a random mix of whatever's trending is over. It's done. In 2026, success belongs to the specialists, the people who serve a specific audience with a specific need.
And speaking of huge opportunities, one of the biggest right now is sustainability. This is no longer some tiny little market. It's become a primary reason why people choose to buy one product over another. People are actively searching for, and are willing to pay more for, products that align with their values. And that creates a massive opening for a smart new brand.
And hey, don't just take my word for it. Look at the numbers. The green and sustainability market is projected to blast past $175 billion by 2035. We're talking about a growth rate of over 21% a year starting in 2026. That's not just growth, that is an absolute explosion. You can build a brand on.
So what kind of stuff are we actually talking about here? Well, think about reusable, zero-waste products. That's a category with hundreds of thousands of searches every single month. Or what about compostable pet supplies? You're hitting 2 huge recession-proof markets at the same time. Solar-powered tools for the camping and outdoors crowd is another fantastic one. And my personal favorite, eco-friendly consumables. Things like bamboo toothbrushes or cleaning tablets, because they create a natural subscription cycle, and that, my friends, is the key to long-term profitability.
Now, beyond the green market, there's another absolute giant, the home goods sector. We're talking about an industry worth nearly $1 trillion. With so many of us working from home, the demand for specialized office accessories, products for our pets, and useful car gadgets is just incredibly steady. These are things people need and use every single day.
Now, this is where you need to put on your business hat for a second. Choosing a niche isn't just a gut feeling, it is pure strategy. Look at how this table breaks it down. You can see how home decor might have an amazing 80–90% profit margin because its perceived value is so high, or how pet supplies are famously recession-resistant. And while sustainability might have slightly lower margins to start, its strategic value is insane growth potential. This is how you need to analyze an opportunity.
Okay, you get the big picture. You've got some powerful niche ideas swirling around. Let's get to the fun part, the actual actionable plan.
Let's walk through your 6-step blueprint for taking an idea and turning it into a real, live, profitable store.
Here are the 6 milestones we're going to cover. First, we validate your niche and check out the competition. Then, we find a reliable supplier and get things automated. After that, it's choosing your storefront, setting up all the legal and financial stuff, nailing your pricing, and finally, launching your marketing and SEO.
So let's talk storefronts. Your two main choices are Shopify and WooCommerce. Think of it like this. Shopify is the all-in-one solution. It's fast, it's secure, and it's absolutely perfect if you're a beginner. WooCommerce, on the other hand, gives you total ownership and control. It's a plugin for WordPress, so it's fantastic for SEO, but it does require a little more technical know-how. There's really no wrong answer. It just depends on your comfort level.
Okay, lean in for this one, because this is a pro tip that so many beginners completely miss. It's your secret weapon, the resale certificate. This little document is critical. It allows you to purchase products from your suppliers without paying sales tax. That instantly boosts your profit margin by anywhere from 5 to 10%. Plus, it tells high-quality suppliers that you're a legitimate business, which opens up way better partnership opportunities. It's a total game changer.
All right, let's talk pricing. How do you make sure you're actually profitable from your very first sale? Easy. You use the 1 to 4 strategy. Here's how it works. If a product costs you $10 to source and ship, you should be selling it for at least $40. So the first $10 covers the product. The next $15 to $20 is your budget for ads, your customer acquisition cost, and that leaves you with a nice $10 to $15 in net profit. This simple formula keeps your business healthy from day one.
You know, you don't need a million expensive tools to operate like a pro. Your tech stack can be super simple and affordable. You need your store platform, a domain. I really like the .store extension, it's super clear. Canva for creating professional branding without any design experience, and QuickBooks for your accounting. And seriously, use QuickBooks to track your real profit, not just your revenue. They are two very, very different numbers.
Getting your store launched is just the beginning. I mean, it's a huge first step, but the real challenge and the real reward comes from what you do next. It's all about long-term operational excellence. This is what separates the winners from the failures.
And that brings us to this critical point. You absolutely cannot have a set-it-and-forget-it mentality. Let me say that again. Drop shipping is not passive income. It's an active business that needs your constant attention, your monitoring, and your strategic thinking to really grow.
One of the biggest risks you'll always be dealing with is shipping delays. They happen for all sorts of reasons. Customs issues, warehouse errors, you name it. And here's the crucial thing to remember. A delay might not be your fault, but it is always your problem. A late package can completely destroy customer trust and tank your profit margins.
So, how do you manage that risk? First, you monitor your supplier's shipping times every single week, like a hawk. If they start to slip, you pivot to a new supplier. Immediately. Second, avoid what I call the fashion trap. Selling generic clothing is just a recipe for high returns because of sizing issues. Instead, stick to high-utility, one-size-fits-all products. It protects your profits and simplifies your life.
And if you want true, long-term stability, you should be looking for the holy grail of e-commerce, subscription models. If you're selling a consumable product, like those eco-friendly cleaning pods or organic pet treats, you can offer them on a subscription. This creates predictable, recurring revenue and drastically cuts your long-term ad costs because you're not constantly chasing new customers. So, to wrap it all up, your path to building a successful e-commerce brand really boils down to these 3 core principles. First, a deep commitment to selecting the right niche, solve a real problem. Second, a strict focus on high-margin products using that 1 to 4 pricing rule. And third, a relentless, obsessive focus on customer satisfaction. That means actively managing your business day in and day out.
Look, the tools are more accessible than ever. The automation is in place. The market opportunity is absolutely enormous. The path is clear. So the only real question left is the one on your screen right now. The market is waiting. Are you?
Did you learn something new and exciting? Share it here. I want to know about it too.